So as you can see here, we took our risotto to that 16 minutes, and then I just turned it out into a pan, spread it out so that it could cool off faster. And now I'm going to go ahead and sear my lamb steaks that we're going to have with this. I lift my steaks up to let oil get back underneath it. It's going to help us get good color on them. I try and wait a couple of seconds between adding pieces to let the pan get back up to temperature. That also is going to help us with getting good color on it. Very close. Once I get them all flipped here, I've got some fresh herbs in my hand here, some fresh oregano and thyme and rosemary that we're going to toss in. And I'm going to kind of baste them a little bit to give them some flavor from the herbs before I put them into the oven to finish. That stop sign? Yes, ma'am. Alright, and we're going to add some butter. If you use this method to cook steaks, if you never have, give it a try. This is probably my favorite way to cook a steak. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and pop these into the oven to finish. And while they're finishing up in the oven, we're going to finish up our risotto. there. Move our pan over there. We're going to turn it to the small burner out there. Currently our steaks are pretty rare, so they will finish up while we're finishing up our risotto. I'm going to go ahead and get some liquid in there. And as you can see now, I've switched to using my wooden spoon, or in this case a faux wooden spoon. Risotto, when it's done, should be the consistency of porridge, and it should not be overcooked, but be al dente. Definitely don't want it still raw, but you want to have it should have some structure to it, some bite to it. When we get super close here, we'll add our, I've got some corn that I'm going to add to this that's just been cut off of the cob and frozen. And I'm going to add our blanched asparagus, parmesan, butter, and finally parsley. Now, if I was doing a dinner party, this is part of why I've shown you how to pre-cook your risotto and then stop the cooking process so that you can finish it whenever you're ready. I could certainly have, instead of putting my steaks in the oven, I could have set those aside after they were seared so that literally at any point I could then just put my steaks in the oven and start finishing my risotto like I am. I'm gonna give the risotto a little taste here. Almost there. We are coming up to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and add my corn. And we'll wait for it to come back up to a boil as that corn was frozen, so it's going to cool it down a little bit. Loving our consistency here. I'm going to go ahead and add some asparagus. I want to get some of these tips. Parmesan, butter. And as soon as our butter's almost all melted, we'll finish melting the butter with the rest, with the chopped parsley in there. We'll go ahead and double check the texture of our rice again. Perfect. Alright, how pretty is that? It's going to taste twice as good as it looks.